For every slave trade brand, there are innocent human trafficking victims. Let me explain. The Church of Abortion was a party for Playboy through our local church. It's just a Christian church, like going to a Catholic church where the Pope is Church of Abortion. And it's blessed by God to go to the Christian church. All the people exploited by it are meant to be the church. And people are meant to repent. So they recruited this Playboy party for a brothel for minimum wage. Hollywood followed the human trafficking pornographers, 40 referral-based nudes for Church of Abortion, for a music producer in Hollywood. This Hollywood party was ran by a host, a girl who grew up with a church, this Mountain View Church for 30 years, who changed the name 3 times. But it was Orange County to LA to Palm Springs. I became a model at 14, and I modeled for 20 years, and I found out about this party 20 years later. This girl, Julie, who went to my middle school, was best friends with the girl who hosted the orgy party for all the human trafficking for Hollywood for the past 20 years. She was with CAA. So it's just satanic Church of Abortion productions for minimum wage that they recruited all throughout Orange County, from Orange County to LA to Palm Springs, at coffee shops. So one of them was a coffee shop down here, and they recruited 14-year-olds to party promote and go to this party. But what happened was, it was all the human trafficking for Church of Abortion, for satanic productions. It has nothing to do with being a real model, talent, or producer who booked jobs and castings through the agencies outside of party promoting and prostitution. So this girl who hosted it was friends with a girl named Julie. And Julie was best friends with the girl Juliet. And she was a prostitute for Playboy with 40 people per day. And she commuted from Palm Springs. She came from a Christian household and went to the church who we went to in Palm Springs. It's Harvest Church. Every Christian family went to that church growing up. And so what it was is Juliet was a prostitute for her mom's cancer treatment. She commuted 4 hours away for a 20 per hour job for Playboy. So all these 20 per hour girls became prostitutes. 40 people a day for her mom's cancer treatment. And so what it is her mom spoke in tongues. She was a Christian. But it cost the 35 to be a 20 per hour promo model in LA, from Orange County to LA to Palm Springs, with a place to live. So the modeling was replaced by that for Playboy. Girls kicked out at 20 to be promo models, to be prostitutes, in order to work for 20 per hour for Playboy, to party with investors. And they had to have the 35 and a place to live. And if it was too poor, they had to have 15 to be left alone, to be a knocked up millennial. Or someone who just has a small business, an at-home business from home. I ran into a guy I knew who worked at the Montage. He didn't have the 35, and he worked there since high school. He worked there since high school. I remember visiting him in my 20s, and he went to my Sunday school growing up. He went to a different church we always went to. And so I saw him, and he was homeless. And that's because people run out of money working minimum wage, because it's like an hour away to go even into Laguna from Dana Point. And he grew up in Dana Point. So it actually cost the 35 with a place to live. And so people ran out of money, and he became homeless. Then I saw his whole face injected with Botox. This is long before anything being exploited. This is like 5 years ago. And so it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the cost of living. So it's totally preventable, but it's a command with God where no one can be too oppressed. So even in the ghetto in Compton, they can't be compared to their parents' calling. Some people are meant to be someone who just has a room and has $5,000 to be someone who would be knocked up if they're not. And so it's not that they always have their family's business or do exactly what their parents do. Some people are meant to be millennials who do real estate or sales. And I've met so many examples of girls who come from divorce who are sleeping with a club with kids because they have no option, even though their step-parent works as an entrepreneur. And so I met them while working, and this is the most successful celebrity sales network of top percentage entrepreneurs who party promoted and prostituted and fornicated, and they just don't deserve to die after 20 years of having guys or girls paying to supplement how it wasn't enough money to work as a job in sales, as a celebrity sales business for the past 21 years.